Hello everyone, welcome back to more Bombe. I was just running, it's mostly done. I interrupted it here, running this over all of the puzzles, and it's solved a good chunk of them with the new rules. But I wanted to look back at my existing rules and see if any of them were working badly. And I noticed this one, and the one above it, have a very poor success rate. And I realized they're just dumb. I can do better than this. When I've eliminated the possibility of x plus 4, it's true that this is an x plus 2 or fewer region, but even more restrictive than that, it's an x or x plus 2 region, right? So I can just say here, right? Yeah. And that rule is strictly more powerful than what was there before. Likewise here, this is an x or x plus 2 region. Oh no, not this one. This one just hasn't fired very often. But anything that takes a triple or... Yeah, see, like this, I don't need anymore. I think I can just get rid of that rule now that this one... Here, let's move this. Like, I think I can get rid of this as well, right? All I have to do is reduce the triple into a double. And then my other rules for handling doubles will do this, right? I'll say, oh, there's at most x plus 1 in an x or x plus 2. Great, let's label it x. Or... well, maybe I need this one. Because this is for unconstrained. But like this does not... oh yeah, no, right, that's... I was just looking at that. That's fine. That's fine and belongs in like the same place as this, right? Okay, so the latest rules we added were, I think, reasonably productive. This one now says 0, 0, but that's just because we haven't run it on any levels yet. So... oh, is there actually progress to be made on the infinites? There is. Quite a lot. That's good. I didn't really expect that. But still plenty of places where it stumbles. Yeah, so it's not going to get super far here, I think. So I want to... oh, it actually does. It gets a bit further down there. I thought it might not be able to get 100 of them. Actually did more here than here. Anyway, I wanted to find some simple ones that I couldn't solve. Like, I'm sure I've done this one before. Maybe? I don't know. Yeah, this is in regular mode. I've done this 3x3 brick, right? And 3 mode, there's a bunch left that I haven't done. So I believe, I mean, certainly I've solved this puzzle. Maybe it was done automatically, but I don't know. It somehow looks familiar. It looks horrible. I'll tell you that much. There's lots of cleanup left to be done somehow, I think. Doesn't look like I've trashed anything important. That's good. Hiding the 2 or 3 here makes sense. Hiding the... why did I hide that 1 or 2? That looks sort of useful, no? Who hit you? It's hidden in... or it exactly overlaps with a 2 or less? I see. Okay, that makes sense. In fact, I could probably trash in this case, right? No. Well, yes. As long as we've also generated the X or more that goes along with this, which we should have. Let's edit this to say trash. And refresh. Make sure we didn't trash anything actually important. This we think is fine to trash because this handles it. This 3 is useless. 0 more is useless. 3 is useless. 2 or 3. As long as it coincides exactly with a 2 or more, which it does not. So the rule that trashed this, yeah, okay. I guess we have to just hide it then. Now it managed to produce the 2 or more. I wish I could create priorities for these. I don't seem to be able to do that yet, and I'm not really making a lot of unlock progress because I'm working through old puzzles I've already done, but trying to be more methodical and abstract about it, trying to minimize my special cases. So I'm not solving new puzzles. Anyway, looking now at the real regions, what? Well, this overlap's important because this must be actually a 0. It can't be a 3 or it would be full. Don't I have some rule that's related to that somehow? An overlap of slashes and minuses? This one? X would be 0 here. This looks like it should have applied. Am I wrong? There's a 0 overlapping with a 1 or minus. And there's at most 1 space. Oh no, this curves down further. I see. No, wait, this one. This 0 oh, it's a 1 or more. 1 or more. Gosh, I'm bad. Okay, never mind. All the stuff I said before was a lie. So this overlapping with this is probably not that important. Okay, fine. Give me a hint. What am I supposed to be looking at? Huh. If this were not a mine, these both would be... Oh. Well, why do I need this rule at all? Get this shit out of here. And hint should tell me, yes, it's still solvable, right? No, it says it's not. What? Doesn't the fact... Oh, maybe I can't get forward to a specific assertion about a single square, but I could make a new region at least without this. Because with this gone, this represents a 1 or more, right? There's no one or more showing, but there could be one. We could create a one or more in these two cells. And then this would metamorph into a 3 and we'd be set. I don't know why it thinks I need that other region. I clearly don't. Right? Because... well, maybe it's... I need that other region to get any new information somehow? So if I make that visible again... No. I can... How am I going to get any new clicks from here? I can see how I'll be able to mark many squares as mines. Oh, right. Then some of the hidden rules will trigger again. That the hint mode just hid for me. To focus me on this. So we don't need a new clickable square from this. We just need any new information, and a mine counts. So not new information, but a new conclusion. What I want to do is figure out what is the right way to turn this intersection into a one or more in a way that doesn't just spam one or more regions all over the place for no reason. I mean, I could just, like, do it. We have X. Let's see. I think it does actually need to be X plus 2 or more, right? And there's at most one space outside. Of a region of any kind. Then honestly, I think we could just say 1, right? Because if there were 0, this wouldn't be interesting. Then there must be an X or more here, right? I guess I can be more specific and say there's X or more in the overlap specifically. Fair point. So the problem I have is that this is going to trigger, like, kind of a lot, probably, as written. I only want to trigger for regions where I think this might lead somewhere. But I don't know how to categorize that. Maybe when this is like a Y or fewer region, because putting mines in there is important. Sure, what about that? Now, did that do anything here? It seems like it should have because of there's a 3 or fewer lying around, right? What are x and y here? Here x is 0. Oh, I marked it as 0 plus. This should be x plus 1 or more, not x or more. There we go, that's better. Cool, solved a few. Just one left. Go get me that at most one, please. If... Didn't I recently write a rule like this for a delta of 2? This one, I think? Nope, that's also a delta of 3. So why isn't this triggering? I can't squeeze 2 or less in there, surely. No. Okay. Well, I guess because this isn't x plus 1 or fewer, it's x or fewer. And there's space for 2. So I guess if I duplicate this rule, say 2 or fewer here, and x plus 2 or fewer there, does this not... I don't really understand what this rule means, so... Okay, let's try that again. And while you're at it, see if we solve any more. Oh, I can't, because when I do that, it leaves this puzzle view. Got it. I mean, I guess that's fine. I can just, like, open the rule constructor and then say fire away. Can I... It is solving some, that's nice, but... There. So now, no, it goes, all right, fine. I guess I just won't let things and boobs play while we do this. So... If I have an x or less coinciding with an x or x plus 3, and there's room for just 2 or fewer outside of the overlap, then, like, surely this does work. I just feel like there's something more general there. I don't know. This seems like a special case of something we already wrote, but I couldn't find it, so there it goes. Was writing that enough to get me any of these, do you think? Probably not, right? Actually, I should just click it this way. I don't know. I should just go grab one of these. And if it's not solved yet, I should solve it, right? Or this one? Because I don't think we have these even in the other save yet. Or in the other mode, I guess. I don't know. This one, this doesn't look that bad, right? Isn't this exactly what the rule I just wrote? Shouldn't this have become a 1? Nothing got trashed. Ah. There should be a question mark here. I don't care if this extends out further. Great. These two look suspicious. If this isn't 1, it's 0 or 2. And then to make this odd, this has to be a mine. So, like, we definitely don't need this. This is obviously useless hiding here. I don't want to trash it. I mean, I don't know. I could hide it, I guess. Because this is strictly more information. So that really narrows down exactly the interaction we're looking at. And these are both about parity, right? This is a weird way of saying odd. No, even. And this is a way of saying odd. Is it really worth having a special rule for not 1? Do I already have any special rules for not 1? I have a rule for not 0. I think it makes sense to have a rule for not 1. Oops, I didn't really mean to sort by that, but it is interesting. Because not 1, when it is specifically in a zone of size 2, means that it's 0 plus 2k, right? Or just 2k would be another way to write that. And then it'll combine with this, I assume. Nope. Really? Yeah, I guess I was going to say, well, maybe this is still right. No? I was going to say, if you have a 2k overlapping with an x plus 2k, then outside of the overlap, there must be exactly x. And that works for 1. Well, no. It only works with this very small size. The problem is, what if this said 3 plus 2k? K could be 0. Importantly, the k could be different here and here. If this said 3 plus 2k and extended out here, it wouldn't be true that all three of these have to be mines, because it could be just this one and these two. Okay. So maybe writing this 2k here is not actually all that interesting, and I should just delete that rule. I thought it would help because of the overlap with the 1 plus 2k. But the subset rules for 2k regions are not as straightforward as they are for regions without 2k. Yeah, which I think makes this thing about deriving this and having a special case for not one in a region of size 2 less useful. It's still true. But it's less interesting. So well, no, maybe that was good. Can I have that rule back, please? Because I don't really want to have to talk about this. And if I ask for a hint, it'll tell me yes, just use those two to determine something. That's fine. I now have this concept of an even region inside an odd region, right? And I should be able to generalize that to having different parity by using an x. So if this is an x plus 2k, and this is an x plus 1 plus 2k, regardless of the sizes of their overlap, then, well, no, not regardless. As long as this one is inside. Hang on. I made even more mistakes than I thought. The x plus 1 plus 2k was supposed to go there. Like so. Then I have a region that is even with regard to x inside a region that is odd with regard to x. And I can say that get rid of x now. Actually, hang on. Is this? Well, this region here has different parity than this does. So this will need an odd number. No matter what the parities of these are, which is even, which is odd, this has to be odd. So that's why I was trying to convince myself that that's true. And it would be here. Yeah. How bad is this one? It's like a little bad. Oh, this is another one where you need maybe a long string of things. What's the hint? What do I need to focus on here? It's not that long. think I need this, right? If I say hint? No, you think I do. But, right. That's to get a specific answer. Just to narrow down some regions. Well... because... No, I was going to say something dumb that I say all the time. I was going to say, oh, this 2 means there's a 1 or more in, like, these 2. Which means this 2 or more is partially satisfied. Now there's only a 1 or more. There's, like, a 1 or more here. But that's not true. Because if this were specifically a 2 region, we could say something like that. And in fact, we could say there's 1 or fewer here, I guess, which wouldn't help anyway. Okay, but because this 1 or more, this 2 or more rather, this could absorb any number of mines from the 2 and still have potential for some number down there. So you're telling me these are what I can tell something about. But again, this is like I've formed a ring. And currently the ring is size 4. And I need to shrink it to be size 3. So, something interesting I found out in the Discord. I figured, like, 3 regions, it seems like maybe you could always... take any property about 4 regions and reduce it to like multiple properties about 3 regions. And that's why this game mode of 3 or fewer exists, because it's, you know, a challenge to design things well, but still solvable. And I asked about this in the Discord, and they said, no, we don't have any reason to believe that 3 or more is winnable. And we don't have any reason to believe that 3 limited regions is winnable. And we don't really have any reason to believe that 4 regions is winnable either. Like, the unrestricted game mode, there are levels nobody has ever beaten. They're known solvable, because you can just use a SAT solver to solve Minesweeper. And so confirming that, like, there is a unique solution to each of these levels. But, you know, that can't tell you whether some simpler system is powerful enough to find a solution. So there are levels that they don't know if they can be solved. Nobody has solved them yet, but who knows? Maybe they could be. Why was I talking about this? Oh, because of, like, it's not necessarily any one of these that I'm looking at, even though I've solved it in 4 mode, doesn't mean that there is a way to solve it in 3 mode. It would be nice if there were. But there's no guarantee that if I stare at this long enough, I'll find a new region that's meaningful. But I would like to. And we want to find places where there are good overlaps, probably. Now, here's a question. Let's say I hid this 2. And I went and found the 2 or more that goes here. I bet it wouldn't be enough to solve. I bet I need the 2 or fewer, right? If I say, looking at this, give me a hint, it says, no, you can't do it. But if I hide this and bring out the 2 or fewer... No, I wanted to be here and ask for a hint. it says, yes, you can do that. And likewise, this, I'm sure what I need is the 1 or fewer in the region. Give me a hint. Yes. So this again is this property of alternating mores and fewers chasing its tail. I guess, okay, we can narrow it down a little more. There should be a 1 or more going from here to here that I've derived somehow, right? This one. Bring that to the forefront and get rid of this stinky old 2. Again, hint, still solvable. But this 2 or more, and this 2 or fewer, they look important. Potentially all 4 of their prongs are doing something. Because I already have somewhere, I've lost track of it, like this rule, I think, right? Is the one I'm thinking of? That draws this 1 or more region bridging the gap. That's what I used last time I had this kind of alternation system set up. And the reason it's not working here is because all of these 2 or mores are sort of essential? Well, the 2-ness of these is important, right? The fact that there's this overlap of size 2 here seems somehow suspicious. And also, I guess, unlike that other level with the ring of 4 that I had to reduce to size 3, there's not just like a straight line ring where like A loops to B, loops to C, loops to D, loops back to A. This 2 or more is like getting all up in everybody's business, right? It's overlapping with everything. It's overlapping with both sides of this minus with this 1 or fewer, which seems important, right? Actually, wait. Shouldn't there be a 1 or more here? Because this 2 or more can have at most one of its things in this area because of this. Therefore, it needs at least 1 in this region, which would slot in here nicely, right? And yet I haven't derived a 1 or fewer in here. Is it trashed? No. Okay. Okay, so I can see now think I need this, right? Well, okay. The game is telling me I need this because it wants me to make a specific conclusion. It's a conclusion about a specific tile. That's what the hint tells you. Well, if I put a 1 or more in here, does that actually solve anything? Or wait, a 1 or fewer in here. I think it doesn't. Wait a minute. Back up. What is it I'm actually writing? That I'm imagining? I'm saying there's at most 1 in these two. Therefore, for this 2 or more to be satisfied, there has to be at least 1 in here. Between these two. And that means that this 2 or more, 2 or fewer, can have at most 1 here. But that's a size 1, so that won't actually tell us anything. But I think it accomplishes my real goal of cutting this 1 or more out of the equation. Because then I don't need this 2 or more, 2 or less anymore. And I don't need this 1 or more. I'll have this 2 or more turn into a 1 or less here. No, a 1 or more here. Fuck. A 1 or more here. Which could be 2, in which case none of these would be. Well, I mean, that seems like a deduction worth making, even if it doesn't help on this puzzle. So what exactly am I trying to say here? If there is a region of type X or fewer, I guess. Overlapping with a region of... Oh, this is going to be a nightmare, I think. Well, no. So I'm going to be making a new region that's smaller than the existing regions. The real problem with my Sorcerer's Apprentice rule came when I created a region that was bigger than either of its constituent regions with no specific plan to clean it up. So if I then have a region that's at least as big as x plus y plus 1, I think, then I'm going to say there's at least y here. Maybe I can just say x plus y, no plus 1, I'm not sure. Yeah, because if there's at most x here, then to satisfy this x plus y or more, there must be at least y there. Right? Yes. Did it trigger? I wanted a 1 or more here. There it is. I set it to hidden manually somehow? I'm kind of confused about that. Oh, hint mode hid it. I see. Oh, it was already there. So maybe I didn't need that rule at all. Yeah, it doesn't actually trigger, and I have the region I needed. I just couldn't find it. I'm gonna leave that rule where, oh god, there's so much here. I'm gonna leave that rule where it was, where we found it. See, it's found a different overlapping set here. I don't know if that's more or less helpful. I think it's worse. Let's try again. This, I think, is what it gave me last time. Yeah. It was displayed differently, I think. Maybe? No, it isn't, because there was this one or more going over there before. Oh, maybe I did that by hand. Not sure. But this 2 and this 2 or more, I think, are the same as they were. This 1 is certainly the same. The question is, what about this? I think maybe I did that by hand. So if I took this and fished out the 2 or minus 2 or less rule behind it, hint still says the same thing. And if I replace this with what I remember, which is a 1 or more between these two, does that actually still solve? It does. Okay. This is all so tangled. So, okay, maybe let's step this through a little bit. We know that what we're supposed to conclude is that there's no mines in one of these regions, right? Actually, by the way, what even happens if I try making a rule with 3 regions when I've said I don't want to do that? It says you can't. Okay. Just nothing happens. Fine. I just wondered, like, wait a minute, I haven't actually tried. What does it do? Nothing happens. So, right, which I wanted to do because I wanted to see, like, oh, you know, if I said you can clear these cells, would that be true? But surely it is, right? If this is a mine, there's no mine here or here, which means these are both mines, but this has to be a mine also. So, right. These definitely have to be non-mines. So if we assume one of them is a mine, what is there some like chain of logic that gets us part way there that we can stop and like not traverse one of like, right? If one of these weren't, oh right, I was supposed to fish out as well the 1 or fewer in this region. Still solves. Okay. If one of these were a mine, then these would both be empty. And therefore this would be both mines. So in some sense, this region and this region, you could say, have some relation, kind of. Like, if there's a mine here, there's mines in both of these. It's possible there's 3 in that region. What if there are no mines here? Then it's less clear. But we can maybe do a case-by-case analysis. What if the mine is here? How many end up in this area? If this is the mine, then this isn't. And, like, I guess what I kind of want to do is hide this, right? Because we have to choose some 3 of these and make a deduction using them. And if it were doable with just ones, I think we'd have already gotten it. So let's see. If this were the mine, there'd be 3 total in, like, this group of the intersection of these. And we got that without using this one we deleted. If this were the mine, then there'd be at least 1 here. And therefore, sort of at least 2 between this area and this area. Right? No, at least 1, which we already know. But, okay, so 3 mines in this group is possible. One here, 0 here, and 1 to 3 is possible. If this were the mine, it's like symmetrical, right? Yeah. So it doesn't seem like connecting this group with this group is that useful. Actually, here's something kind of weird. Having removed this 1 or more that was there, this 2 or fewer isn't doing anything anymore, right? Kind of. I could reduce it to a 1 or fewer here, I think. Could I? Because I could obviously just dump Is it the case that there's one or fewer here, given what I see already? I think so. Because... well... If that were true, that would certainly solve the puzzle. Or solve the point we're stuck on anyway. Can you take an X or more and, like, imagine dumping a mine out here? And say, okay, the region that's left is 1 or less. You can, but only because there are no other clues conflicting with it, right? If there's some other reason that I can't put a mine here, then this 2 or fewer doesn't collapse into a 1 or fewer here, it collapses into a 2 or fewer here. I.e., no information. And I've probably hidden some reason why there can't necessarily... well, no. So, okay, tell me if I'm right about this. If I just take these... hey. And I claim that there's 1 or fewer where the 2 2s overlap. That's illogical, because there could be 2 there and none anywhere else. Yeah, you got me. Okay, good, good. So this whole thing about, like, shaving this part off is, like, nonsense. I mean... but that's because there's a 1 or fewer here, right? If I said... actually, just kidding. All this time, there was a 1 lying around down there. Now, the counterexample that it found for me is not actually correct, right? It has to find a different one, but it just puts a mine down there and then does the same thing. What, this is level 178 of hex size 3. What does my solution to this look like in regular mode? If I run this, hello, refresh regions? Can you redo this fucking level, please? Are you kidding me? I can't watch the solution happen again? Okay, well, let's pause. I lost the level select. Here it is. Select 178. Fine. Now I can watch it. So all this happens... whoa. It just, like, did that. Why? Can I see, like... I don't... What does global even mean? Level. Aha. I can see what rules have triggered here. So let's refresh regions. No. Let's visit the level again. It's 178, I think. Wow, look at this. This must really be a sticking point level for people. It solved less than half as much as, like, any other level in this... Well, not any other, but most of the other levels in this zone. Okay, so I'm not the only one who's too stupid to get this right. Do I really have to go visit, like, something else and then go back? It's not... Hello? No, this... Actually, I think this was the starting position. Yes. Okay, maybe one of the other resets I did was not necessary. So it gets this far. And if I look at my rules, sorted by level, cells cleared. None of them have fired yet. That's what I expected and wanted. And I say, go ahead and do something. There. It does that first. I just have this as, like, a special case to solve this rule. I don't have anything clean. Yeah. Okay. I hoped that since I'd solved this, I might find some inspiration here. But, alas. No dice. Yeah, I don't know. It seems tough to do with just 3 regions. There's something like... Can I... What I want to do, I guess, look at the adjacencies. This 1 rule is adjacent to everything except this 2. If it were also... If I could... Well, I don't know. Is that important? This 2+ rule is adjacent to everything. This 2 rule is adjacent to everything but the 1. This 1 or more rule is adjacent to everything. I'm not sure why I think that's important. So I already have rules relating this 1, like connecting the 1 to every other region. I already have like this 1 or more connecting it to the 2. So I don't know exactly what it is I'm trying to do. Obviously, I just want to use 3 of these regions to determine something, some new region, but the path for getting there is murky. All right, I mean, this is a long episode. I'm just going to end it here. Maybe I'll think about this some more off camera, and I'll let you guys know if I get anywhere, but I probably will not. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.